back with Brian and JJ Radio. We have Mr. Brian Gutierrez as the co-host because Bobby's out, which is awesome.
Thank God.
We have a very special guest, Mr. Troy Jasser. He is with Real Estate by Design, which is an actual real estate team. Actually, they were named the Wall Street Journal's 1,000 teams in the United States. He's a Platinum Top 50 here in San Antonio finalist, and he was just named San Antonio Business Journal's Top 100 Agents. I think your team's out of Denton, Texas, but you're representing here in San Antonio.
That's right. You hit it all. Yeah.
Wow, did I get it all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
San Antonio Business Journal just last week.
Dang.
Yep.
Look at you.
I know. And you're a collegiate water skier.
I was, yes.
1 leg, 2 legs, doesn't matter.
Hands? Can you do it on your hands?
No, that's not a thing.
That's crazy.
It's a clown thing.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, Troy, what got you into this crazy game we call real estate?
So here's the great thing. Real estate was my plan B.
Oh.
Yeah. A couple of years
failed.
couple of years ago, I was ready for a job change, an industry change,
Sure.
and I was looking at a bunch of different possibilities. Went really deep into the interview process with a company that I was really excited about.
Right.
The whole time thinking, okay, if this doesn't work, real estate's my backup plan. And went all the way to the end, last interview, and got the silver medal, which means you don't get the job.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, I guess that means I'm going to do this real estate thing.
For sure.
So that was almost exactly 2 years ago, and I'm really glad.
But your past life kind of helps you in this life, doesn't it?
Entirely, yeah.
Because you're a teacher.
Right. So that's what brought me to San Antonio.
Right.
Almost 15 years ago, I started teaching middle school.
Right.
So I taught for 7 years. Worked with a company that did educational sales. After
Sure.
that, for about 6, and then real estate for the last 2.
So I always tell my clients, we don't sell real estate. I don't sell commercial buildings. We
Right.
don't sell residential buildings. We just sell our services, and 95% of our services is educating them.
Yeah, I totally agree.
So I feel that you've kind of seamlessly gone from one.
That's in
to
every
another.
job that I've had, I've just felt like I'm just a teacher. Going back to the water ski thing, I did a couple of years where I had a business where I taught water ski lessons.
Sure.
Like that's just always been my natural thing, is just to educate. And so whether that was in the classroom, whether that is to buyers, whether it's on the back of a boat, it's all the same.
For sure.
And instead of teaching little kids with acne just breaking out and stuff, now you're teaching adults with some acne.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
That's right.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. I just want to make sure that they want that they have the most information to make the best decisions. That's what I always tell them.
Awesome.
So walk us through, or what separates you? Feel it's the company's called Real Estate by Design.
Right.
What separates you guys from your competition? You feel?
I think the biggest piece is that we really do try to design the whole experience around the client.
Right.
We don't try to just slam them in and out. It's all about making sure that the client is making the best decision. That goes back to that educational piece. I've told clients before that we're gonna go through this process, and I'm gonna teach you everything that you need to know. I'm gonna give you all the information you need.
Right.
And it may come up that I'm not the right one for you, and you're not the right one for me, and that's okay.
Right.
And so that I think a lot of times people just are sort of surprised at that.
How great is that when you're at that level of your business where you can tell a client, I don't think we're the right fit, so I'm just going to let you kind of move on.
Yeah.
I mean, how does that feel?
Really, really freeing.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I get like a phone call in and I can kind of get the vibe that this person's going to be a basket case.
Yeah.
And I can just go, you know what? I'm not sure I'm the best person for you. Maybe I'm not experienced in that.
For sure.
That particular.
Yeah, you lay it on as nice as you can. You
Right,
don't just go like,
right.
hey, I think you're a terrible person. I don't want to work with you. But yeah.
JJ.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
That's
how
what I
it
would tell
goes.
JJ.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
he's
sure.
a basket case.
I'm
Right.
definitely a basket. I would be the worst buyer of all time. Speaking of which, walk us through being a new client with you.
Yeah. So like for instance, if it's a buyer, the very first thing I do with them is I bring them into the office and I get them to basically have a buyer's consultation, education type meeting, and it lasts for about an hour or so. I walk them through. Here's exactly what it's going to look like from today up through you are living happily in your house, keys in hand. And so I get them that information on the front end.
Sure.
Second step after that, once they've talked to a lender.
Boom.
Where's the sound effect? Where's the sound
drop
effect,
the
right? Once they've talked to the lender, or maybe it's a cash purchase, whatever, they've got their financing all squared away. Then we go out and we look at houses. I try to be really concise with what they're seeing. I don't. It's not my tactic to go and show 50 houses to the same person.
They won't even remember what they look like. Yeah.
You get house drunk after about 5 in a day.
House drunk.
Yeah, you do. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like they start going, was
It
that
all
the
blends
one
together.
Is it
with
the blue roof or the
yeah.
blue carpet?
Yeah, exactly. That's what happens.
We
And
never
so,
saw anything with blue.
so that's why I cut them off at like 4 or 5 houses in a day and say that's all we're seeing. And if I haven't found them one that at least is within a good grasp of what they're looking for, then I'm probably not doing my job right, and I got to get back to the drawing board.
For sure. And so, quick takeaway while we still have you, man. You obviously have this awesome real estate company, but you have you're in the radio game as well.
Bit of a side project.
Yeah. Talk about that real quick.
Yeah, so back last fall, one of my real good friends, Seamus Nelson, and I started talking about, I just kind of brought it up in conversation. I said, I've really wanted to start a podcast. I listen to podcasts all the time.
Sure.
And so he and I just started to throw out ideas, and we came up with the idea that I'm a dad of 2 young boys. He's a dad of 2 young girls. We have a connection there, but also 2 different ideas.
Right.
And so we started a podcast called Your Dads. You can find it everywhere you find podcasts, Apple, Google Play, Stitcher, all that stuff, yourdads.com. You can find it all those places. And so we started the podcast. I guess we launched about a month or 2 ago.
Right.
We've got a few already out on all those platforms. JJ, thank you so much for jumping in and joining us as a guest last week. That one will come out in early June.
Cool.
And so, yeah, we're really excited. It's been a lot of fun. Your Dad's podcast.
Awesome. And I like that because I feel that it's a perspective that, I mean, there's a bunch of mom casts.
That's exactly it. That's
Right.
exactly
Mom
what,
cat.
that's exactly
It's
where
like
where
overkill.
we came from, is that there's so much mommy content out there, which is great.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
needed. It's fine.
For sure.
But there's not a lot of dad content.
For sure.
And so we really have found, that we've kind of captured this space where
This niche.
Yeah.
And I like your logo. Their logo is a dude wearing
With the chanclas, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
they're
socks
wearing
and sandals.
Socks and sandals.
Well, I'll say socks and sandals. I call them chanclas.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I got you.
But I mean, if you're looking for some real estate needs advice consultation, go to TroyJaster.com. That's TroyJaster.com.
You got
Call them
it.
at 210-632-3844. Again, that's 632-3844. And look at Your Dad's podcast all over.
That's
Be
it.
right back with Bobby and JJ Radio.